Become a sponsor for the Lost Art Project Veterans Voices. Looking for veteran-owned businesses to sponsor the podcast for 1 week? Each episode, social media video will be sponsored by your business only. What do you get? 5 sponsored episodes with your logo featured, 5 social media videos with your logo featured, and 1 daily post advertising your business on all social media platforms. Support a veteran podcast and advertise your veteran-owned business. Email AJ for details. Lost Art Project Veterans Voices at gmail.com. The Lost Art Project Veteran Voices with Andrew Cox. Preserving history, one veteran story at a time. Marine Corps League and Till Valhalla Project Ambassadors. Thanks for tuning in to the podcast that's given a voice to our veterans. The Lost Art Project, Veteran Voices with Andrew Cox. Hello, my friends, and welcome back to the Lost Art Project, Veterans Voices. I'm your host, AJ Cox. I'm excited we're going to have one heck of a veteran story for you today. But before we get into the episodes or you're enjoying the podcast, make sure you go to the website. That's the Lost Art. .podbean.com. Go check us out, see what we're all about. There's a couple ways you can help support us. One, if you have a veteran-owned business, you can partner with us and we can get you slotted on here, and it'd be awesome to have you on. And then also, if you're go to that website, click on that merchandise tab, you can go get you some cool merchandise. There's plenty of stuff there for you, but whatever you can purchase will help us. A big shout out to the Till Valhalla Project out there doing amazing things. If you don't know anything about them, go check them out. Even if you do, go check them out again. I'm telling you, it's a great organization doing some amazing things. You can always find them at tillvalhallaproject.com. Are you a Marine veteran? Are you missing that bond you had on active duty? Then I have a place for you. Join the only congressionally chartered Marine Corps Veteran Service Organization, the Marine Corps League. Get that brother and sisterhood back in your life. Become one of the fewer, the prouder, a Marine Corps League member. All right, we're back, man. I got Erik Barden with me, man. Erik, how you doing?
I'm doing good. What's up, man?
Oh, man, I'm doing good. I'm excited to have you here. You know, you're big on the social medias, so I'm excited to have you here. And if you haven't seen this guy on the social medias, you got to go check him out. He's got some good stuff up there. So, okay, got to do the shout out for you. You know,
it's funny because I'm just making fun of myself.
You know what? Sometimes that's the best material. You just make fun of yourself. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, shoot, Erik, let's start at the beginning for you. Let's start where you grew up. Tell us a little bit about that. And then what eventually drew you to military service?
I grew up in Kentucky.
Nice.
In a place called Elizabethtown. And not a big town. I want to say it's about 20,000 people when I was growing up.
Okay.
I think it's closer to 70,000 now, so it's definitely gotten bigger.
Wow. Okay.
Let's see. Yeah, I spent most of my time just playing sports and hanging out in the woods, but I woke up. Oh, man, this is a good story, too. Okay,
yeah,
so I guess we're just going to drive into why I need a chaperone. So, so one night, I just happened to be doing a little bit of ecstasy.
Okay.
And we went and stole a traffic light because I worked for the city at the time, and they were building a new intersection. So I just thought it'd be funny to go get in the backhoe and like lift myself up, and we stole a traffic light. And I woke up the next day inside of this apartment because there was a guy that was peeing on a wall in a kitchen, and I looked around and there were a bunch of really big girls and like a traffic light that was cooking us in the middle of the room. And no shit, that's the day I walked out to the recruiting station and was like, I need help. Y'all need to send me into the military. I was 16. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, that is an incredible story.
Yeah.
I think that one's beat all the ones that I've heard. That was good. That was good.
Yeah, when people ask me, like, I'll give them the short version sometimes, and I'll just be like, I was getting into some trouble, and but that's a true story. I woke up and there were a whole bunch of big women, and I don't know if you know this, but traffic lights get really hot when they're on, so like everybody was pouring sweat, and we were all hungover and messed up, and I was looking around like, oh no, if this is a snapshot of the rest of my life, like absolutely not. Yeah, so an hour later, I was in a recruiting station.
That's pretty impressive. An hour later. And now,
Yeah.
What was that conversation like when you walked in there to talk to him?
Well, I didn't tell him any of that. I just told him that I really needed, that I was on a bad path. And he asked me, he was like, well, how soon do you want to get out of here? Because I was only 16 at the time.
Yeah.
He said the earliest I could do was 17. But then I would have to have my mother's signature. And then he asked me, like, are you doing any drugs? And I went, of course not. Like, of course I wouldn't do that. Yeah. So we came up with a plan, and I ended up I dropped out of high school.
Mm-hmm.
Right after that, I went and spoke with my mom and told her my plan, and she approved it. I dropped out and went to a military academy on Fort Knox called Bluegrass Challenge Academy.
Okay.
And most of the time, the people that are there are court ordered to be there. I went there because I thought it would be fun.
Yeah.
Like it was like a good way for me to get into the military as an E3.
Yeah. And that's a nice area too.
Yeah.
Did you get to go out and venture out and see all the sites in that area? Or
yeah, it's wild because all the kids that were there, like I said, most of them were court ordered. Like they were all troubled kids.
Yeah.
And so they did everything they could to expose these kids. Like we went to Georgia and competed in military games.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, we got to run with the soldiers on a pretty regular basis. They would talk to us and exercise with us, and it was really, really strict, but it was wonderful. I loved it.
Yeah, and is it you're basically like you're wearing uniforms? It's just like you're in the military, whatever, just like a regular military academy.
I'm surprised that kind of stuff isn't way bigger because they were still allowed to put hands on you. You know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah,
like a lot of the guys that were there were, quote unquote gang members and
right,
that sort of stuff. Guys that were a bit more violent by nature. Mm-hmm. And all the men that were there were prior military guys, like just big in shape men. Yeah. And it was great. Everybody respected them. Nobody really ever got out of hand,
That's really cool. And you're good. How you doing out over there? You doing all right? Special guest.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man,
I'll get you some here soon. Don't worry. Just go watch your show for a little bit, okay? Don't worry. We'll get you some. Hey, you just ate too. All right, you got to leave me alone for a little bit, okay?
It's all good.
Dude, she's glued to me at the hip.
Oh, really? My girls come in all the time, too.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, she just came and sat right next to me. It's fine, dude. She's...
So, now, how long were you at the military academy? Until you turned 17? Or
No. I think the program is 4 months long.
Okay.
Maybe it's longer than that, actually. It might be closer to 6 months. And then after you finish it, you get a stipend. They give you a check for $2,000, or that's what it was.
No kidding.
Yeah, 24 years ago, that's what it was. And I completed it with honors.
Wow.
And then right after I got out of the military, I got my jaw broken. And so I had to wait like 8 months. And then after that, I went in.
Okay. Wow. So at that point, then you were 17 at least, right? When you joined? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Now, when was it? What year was it that you shipped out for boot camp?
That was January in 2004.
Okay. Now, what made you pick the Navy?
Oh, the other two were at lunch.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm dead serious.
That's funny.
Yeah, when I went there in the morning, well, it was right around 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
Because I left. It was early in the morning. I woke up and I just drove right there, and the Marine guy and the Army guy were gone,
Huh.
and the Navy guy, his name was Lance Oden, the the most lionest recruiter ever. But he was like, "Yeah, come on in, young man. Like, what are you looking for?" And he did his recruiter magic on me.
Yeah. That's what they get paid to do. It's good. It's good.
Dude, he got kicked out. He was
Oh
always
no.
his hair was always like shitbag long,
Yeah.
and he always had like stubble, and his uniform was always jacked. But he was such a good looking dude. Like he had the Oakleys all the time, and
Oh, nice.
real
Yeah.
nice car. Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah,
So when you shipped off, you went up to Great Lakes then for boot
yep,
camp? Yeah.
yeah.
So tell me about that experience. What was that like for you going up
Oh,
there?
I loved it.
Yeah.
Oh
Now
yeah.
what time of year was it when you went?
It was cold as shit, man. It was
Yeah.
wintertime. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Holy
was in
cow.
my first day of boot camp, I think was in shit, it would have been like January 5th or something,
Oh,
you
no
know.
kidding.
Yeah,
Dang,
because
you're
I
right there
shipped
in the
off. I
middle
went
of it.
they brought us to Louisville one night, and then immediately from there, like we were shipped off. We got one night in the hotel, and then the very next
Yeah.
morning we were in Chicago.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Man. Now, how much time do you guys spend outside at your boot camp recruit training?
It's probably like 50-50.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
That
we
sounds
were
right.
warm enough. Man, it was so warm, like the stuff, the woolly pulleys and all that extra gear.
Yeah.
A lot of times we were sweating, but I've never seen snow rifts that high ever still in my life.
No kidding.
It's the first and only time I've ever seen snow rifts that are as tall as I was.
Yeah.
Just
Wow.
from being cleared over time,
Uh-huh.
and then they just ended up that tall. I've just never seen anything like that.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. Now, what are your big memories of boot camp? And would you say that it's one, structured good, and two, does it do what it's supposed to do?
Oh, man, if I could make stuff like that mandatory, I would.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not only does it work, but it weeds out all the people that don't function that way.
Yeah.
Like the majority of people kind of all plug into each other when going towards the same goal.
Mm-hmm.
But there are some that just don't fit in that way. Like it doesn't matter how long they're going to spend chasing it. They'll never fit into they'll never be a cog in the machine. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
It's just the way it is.
Huh. Now,
I love
go
it.
ahead.
Oh, I was going to say my only real big memories from boot camp are the times I get in trouble or the times I got in trouble. That was it.
Now, what were some of the things you got in trouble for? Is just the normal talking or doing things when you're not supposed to type of deal?
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't even know our birthing was flawless. Like none of us had ever gotten in trouble. You ever remember that movie Idle Hands?
Yeah.
Idle Hands with where he picks up that little thing and he's like, "Look at me, I'm Leatherface," the little bread cutter. Well, so we were all in line for chow one day, and it was almost the end of boot camp. Like we were. It was almost the end, and there was an NCO sword on the table.
Oh no!
And look, because we were all standing there, and we were locked in, man. And I just, I'm looking around, and the only people around are civilians, because those are the ones that worked in the kitchens.
Yeah.
And I looked around even farther. There's nobody there. And I just thought I would be funny. For the first time, I was not going to be invisible in boot camp. And I picked up this sword and I went, "Look at me, I'm Leatherface." And I swear you could have heard a pin drop. And I was just looking at it and I was like, he's right fucking behind me, isn't he? And I looked and we were looking at each other. But I learned that day that when when they laugh, they're supposed to like cover their face. You're not supposed to
Yeah.
like see them laugh. So the one looking at me looked mad as shit. But the guy next to him had taken his cover off and put it on his face and had turned around. And I interpreted that as he was ashamed of me at the time, but he was laughing at my situation. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. But that was it, man. The rest of the time I spent trying to be invisible.
Yeah. I think that's the easiest way to do it.
Oh shit. That's not true. So, oh man, I'm an idiot. When we first, when you're packing your wall locker, everything has to be exactly right. Like
Right.
your t-shirts are folded a very particular kind of way.
Mhm.
They all have a place, like the way you write your name in it is a particular way. Everybody's got their own thing, branch per branch, but it's all very structured, you know. Let me turn that off. There we go. Turn that off. So I thought that I would be slick because we had one pair of underwear for every day of the week.
Okay.
7 pairs. So in my mind, because I did laundry every 2 days. So I was like, I can take 3 of them and like glue them together in a brick. So that way my wall locker will always look perfect. And so that's what I did. When we were doing laundry, I folded them perfectly and then I starched them all together and ironed them so they were like a perfect brick of three folded underwear. And when they came in that day, or not that day, but however long it was, and then started flipping shit over, my underwear fell on the floor, but it didn't like fall apart like cloth. It hit it and made a sound, and it made them stop and look at it. And then they kicked it, and it obviously didn't move. It was like a brick, like it just slid across the floor. And they were like, "Whose fucking skivvies are those?" And I was just sitting over there like, "Damn it, it's only been like 2 weeks or something." Like it's only been a week or something. This is not what I want to be known for. Yeah, like getting in trouble.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's pretty smart though. I mean, as long as you don't get caught, that's pretty smart.
Look, I didn't know what I was doing. I just thought I'd be slick, but every time I try to do something slick, I get caught. I'd be the worst criminal you've ever known, man.
The worst criminal ever.
Yeah, I'd be the worst criminal you've ever known. I'm really clumsy, and I forget things a lot, and that's pretty much a description of my whole military career. Like I worked with a whole bunch of actual operators.
Yeah.
And they kept having to bring me along to do operator shit, but I almost got them killed like 100 times because I'm so clumsy.
Oh man. Oh well. Okay. So now, when you joined, did you know what your job was going to be?
Oh hell no. He told me, my recruiter told me that I was going to be a Navy corpsman.
Okay.
And that I was going to be on one of the Navy hospital boats, the Mercy or the Comfort. Okay. And that I was going to be surrounded by hot young nurses that just got out of college that were all attracted to me sexually.
Wow. That's a good sell.
I was like, that's the fucking job for me, dude. Like, you sold, you know? Yeah. So that's no shit where I thought I was going to be. I told people in boot camp, I was like, I'm going to one of the hospital ships and it's going to be like raining women. It's going to just be women everywhere. And then at the end of boot camp is when I got my orders to Field Medical Service School, the FMSS.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't know until the end of boot camp.
Wow.
That's where I was going. But yeah.
Now, did you know what that was whenever they told you?
Well, one of the instructors for a neighboring berthing was an FMF corpsman.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, he came over and one of the days and was like, who here got orders to FMSS? So we raised our hands. So he brought us aside and was like, I'm going to tell you guys what this stuff is about and what I did. And he showed us a picture book where 8 out of 10 pictures were titties.
Oh God.
Yeah, I'm serious. He was like, it's gonna be all parties and Marines, and he was literally flipping through a scrapbook like he was talking about his kids, and it was no shit, just titties here and titties there and more. It was just a bunch of titties, and then occasionally there'd be like a couple of Marines like holding like this, but there'd be like titties in the background. Like that's all it was. So all of us, yet again, in my young mind, I was like, "Oh my God, this is amazing!" There's just so many boobs, and I love the military. Yeah, so that's the second time he lied to me.
That is great.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay, so where is the schoolhouse for that?
It's in North Carolina at Camp Lejeune.
Okay. All right.
Right off Camp Johnson. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is your first time showing up on a Marine base.
Oh yeah.
At this point. So what was that like walking in? You know, you went to Navy boot camp, but now you're showing up on a Marine base.
So I hope this dude is still in the military. I don't know what his name was. We called him Tank.
Okay.
The bus got there at Camp Johnson, and all of us got out. And the Marine that started yelling at us, his arms were so big that they didn't make uniforms big enough for him to fit his arms in. So he had to cut his uniform down here and then pin it together.
Yeah.
To fit his arms in. We called him Tank, and he started yelling at us to get off the bus. And I just remember looking at him and being like, "What the fuck? Like where am I? What brought you into this world? You know what I mean? Like, What the hell are you?" Yeah. But he wasn't.
My God.
He wasn't a douchebag or nothing. Like, a lot of them were loud, and you could tell that they're more violent than the average guy. But I never once had a bad experience there. I got in trouble a lot there too, but it's all doing dumb shit, you know.
Yeah.
Do push-ups until you vomit or something. Not anything really bad.
And that was
idiot.
And that's where you learned field medicine all the way through.
It's a field medical service school is what it is, and that's the initial training for corpsmen. Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm sorry. So after boot camp, I went to corpsman school, directly across the street from Navy boot camp in Great Lakes.
Oh wow. Okay, so that's at Great Lakes.
Yeah. Corps school is quite literally right across the street from the naval boot camp. It's hop, skip, and a jump. And then I think that's 3 months long. And then after that, we go to FMSS.
Okay. All right. That makes sense.
So we got trained to be blue side corpsman first. You do all Navy stuff, you know, on the blue side of the house. And then as soon as you get to FMSS, you take your Navy uniforms and pack them up, and you just wear camis from that point.
Yeah.
You're just in the utilities. And everything they start teaching you, you know, Marine Corps rank, Marine Corps lingo, Marine Corps everything. Right. And then they'll go a little deeper and go, instead of a hospital setting, it's more of a trauma setting. Okay. You know, for corpsmen. Yeah. All the training revolves around trauma now.
Yeah, that makes sense. Wow. Yeah. And how long is that school?
I think that one's a couple of months.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that one's a couple of months. Wow. It might be a bit longer. It's about the same as boot camp, like 2 months, 2.5 months.
Okay. Now, did you find either one of those schools difficult or?
No.
Okay.
I do have to tell you a story from. Yeah. So when I was in Corps school, yet again, I spent all my time trying to be invisible. I was pretty well known for being able to slip out of some things, and maybe spending a bit too much time in the ladies' dorm. But one time in particular, because I don't drink, I didn't drink back then.
Yeah.
I never really had an interest in it, and I had a very low tolerance. Always have. Mm-hmm. And I drank so much that I couldn't stand up effectively. Now, do you remember when you first walked into a berthing area, how you had to salute the flag? You know, when you were in school or whatever, all the rules and traditions were very high. Well, the Navy one is the same as you would enter or exit a ship.
Right.
So they have their own thing, you know, like permission to come aboard, that kind of thing when you enter the berthing and show your ID. So I was so intoxicated that they, you know how they've got the flag right there that you salute. Well, when I saluted it, I remember, I guess I blacked out for a second or two or passed out, but I fell and I landed on the flag. So I was holding on to it, and I pulled the whole thing to the ground while I was falling down. And the senior chief, which would be like a Master Guns, was sitting over there and saw this happen. Like one of the highest ranking people that was there, and just happened to witness me coming on there. And here my young ass is, and he comes over there and starts yelling at me, and I almost got NJP'd for drinking underage. And the only thing that saved me was that I went around to all of my fellow shipmates and had them write something out saying that none of them had seen me drink. And then I fought it all the way to the top because he didn't give me a breathalyzer.
Oh, yeah.
So when I was getting NJP'd, the captain called in the senior chief and called in a couple people that had written letters. And then when we were in class, actually went, stand the fuck up. And then Dotson, my best friend, he's like, you Dotson, stand the fuck up. And he's like, I want you to take a look at these two assholes. Like, I respect the loyalty they have towards each other, but fuck both of you. Because it made him look like an asshole, but neither one of us broke. And because he never gave us a breathalyzer, or me a breathalyzer, I walked.
Wow, that's impressive.
I have no idea how it worked out, but it was the only time I was in trouble in Corps school, I think.
Wow. That I gotta be honest, that is super impressive that you were able to work it.
It's only because I didn't get a breathalyzer.
Yeah.
Yep.
Man, it goes to show, man, you gotta.
They couldn't prove that I was drunk.
Right. Yeah. Wow. Holy moly.
Dude, I pulled the flag down and I fell in slow motion like a cartoon cat. Like I saluted, swirled, like fell, and then as I was falling, started pulling this thing to the ground on me.
Yeah.
In front of the highest ranking people on the base.
Nice.
Yeah.
No, if you're gonna do it right. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah. So, there goes the cat. Well, okay. So, when did you find out where you were gonna go after all your training?
I found out right at the end of FMSS.
Okay. And where did they decide to send you?
You'll have to wait for Mama to get home. She'll be home soon. Well, ask Mama then. Okay, so I found out at the very end of FMSS where I was going to go, and they sent me to 29 Palms.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And yet again, they were like, it's in Southern California, bikinis and sand. And I was like, awesome. And we actually got there, and I was like, we're out of gas. We must be out of gas, or something happened to the bus, because it looked like a funny movie. Someone's playing a prank on me. It's just sand as far as the eye can see. It was all dudes. It was like everybody's living in Condex boxes and shit. And then we got off the bus. It was no shit like 112 degrees or something. And I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, is this hell? Is this what hell is like?
Yeah. Very nice. Oh, man.
And then, they brought us, we got off in our Navy uniforms, and they brought us to like an H&S company, like a I don't know what the hell the word would be, like a hospital that we weren't attached to yet.
Okay.
And they were separating us into, just drawing lots, I guess, who was going to go where. And this real big, half black, half Mexican dude, his name is Valle, walked up, and all of us kind of turned because he was a big dude, man. I'm 6'3", This guy was like 6'5"
Oh,
with
wow.
really like wide shoulders, like
Uh-huh.
really, really thick neck. And he was like, "Hey, we're looking for 2 guys." And he said, "You gotta like drinking, you gotta like fighting, and you gotta like fucking." And then, he didn't say anything, and he was like, "Women, mostly." and and me and Dotson looked at each other, and we raised our hands, and we were like, "That's us, man." Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah. And he brought us over to him, and from that moment, like I literally grabbed a duffel bag and started walking over, and there were Marines that were in the silkies. They were in the green silkies, right?
Yeah.
And some of them were just butt naked, and they were jumping off the 4th story onto the floor. They'd taken all the mattresses out and thrown them down, and there was one guy rappelling off the side. There was a corporal that had his legs. He was sitting in a lawn chair, and he had his legs on a boot while the boot was doing push-ups. And there were other people running around, and it was like a prison scene. I walked out there, and they were all like, "Oh, hey, Doc," "Oh, new meat," and here's me, like fresh 18, never even left Kentucky. I'm like, "Oh my God, what did I do?
Oh
What
my
have I
God.
done?" Yeah,
That
that's
is
how I
great.
met
That's
him.
a good welcome right there.
Yeah.
That is awesome. So what unit did you actually end up going to?
I ended up in a 3-7 weapons company.
Weapons,
On a
okay.
cat team, a cat blue at first.
Yeah.
And then right before we deployed to Iraq, we realized we needed another platoon for particular operations. So we split cat blue in half and turned it into cat black. And that's
Okay.
what I was on in Iraq. There were about 38 of us, I think.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. All right. So you get to the unit, right? You show up and it's wild.
Oh yeah.
And then kind of walk me through like when did it start to get to the normal every day to day type of thing? And then what was it like for you leading up?
Well, it was instantly. The very next day is when we started training.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, there's no. Their thought process was, okay, so at the time, the Marines were getting ready to go on a MEU, which is a Marine Expeditionary Unit.
Right.
They had gotten orders. They had just gotten back from Iraq not too long ago, and they had gotten orders that they were going to go to Japan. Okay. So all of them were really excited. So their training was very relaxed, but it was all stuff that I can't remember what they called it, but everybody was trying to like catch up on all the training that they'd missed over, right before Iraq and right after, so that they could have it all on paper, so that everybody could advance and, everything would look fine on paper. And it wasn't until like maybe a month after that, we got orders that the Army had lost the city in Ramadi and we were going back.
Wow.
So then the training immediately shifted from like, doing group stuff where we were just kind of like support to immediately right back to like heavy urban combat.
Right.
And then,
right.
Yeah. When was that? That would have been, I don't know, September. Like we only really I got like 2 or 3 weeks of kind of backup training, and then a month of really hard urban combat before we left.
Oh,
so
wow.
I was still fresh. Like
you were way boot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy cow. All right. Now, and what time frame was it that you deployed? What month and year?
So I actually don't remember when we came back. I think we came back in March.
March of what year?
06.
Okay, so you
were
there for, because
it would have been
04, right?
It would have been 05. It would have been March
05
of March. Yeah, March or April.
Okay.
Of 05. Yeah.
Okay. And you went to Ramadi?
Yeah. I spent the whole time in Ramadi.
Now, where? Because I spent time on Camp Blue Diamond. That's where I was at. But where were you located? Like Snake Pit, or where were you in Ramadi? Do you remember?
I think we were on HP, which was Hurricane Point.
Hurricane Point. Yeah, that was
Yeah, I
right.
can't remember. So when we first got there, we picked out the names for the base.
Uh-huh.
So from what I understand, the Seabees had gotten there right before us and freshly put in the boxes and stuff for our base. And I just can't for the life of me remember what it was called.
Well, Hurricane Point, I mean, that was one of the areas.
Yeah,
there.
Hurricane Point was one of the bigger ones.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
That's the old lady. That's Kathy.
Yeah. Kathy. Yeah. Well, it was nice to see you for a second.
She said, I'm going to hide.
So, yeah, I was on Blue Diamond, and then Hurricane Point was kind of across the river from where we were.
Yeah.
So you must have been there about the same time I was.
Yeah, so I got.
Were you in the gigantic convoy that went from Kuwait all the way up to Ramadi?
No, we flew in. We flew into Ramadi.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right. So I was there right before you. Then probably the 6 months before you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow. We flew in because when I remember, well, shit, every fifth round is a tracer. But when we flew in, I remember thinking how pretty it was because all these tracers were firing off towards the helos.
Yeah.
And I just was looking, and I was like, that is beautiful. Like it looks like fireworks, but it wasn't.
Oh man. So what was your, like, as you're coming in, like you're flying in, you're going to Hurricane Point, you're getting there, like what was your impressions? What was it like for you as you were stepping foot there?
It was hot as fuck.
Yeah.
But I was mostly just bored. It's not really real for you until people start dying. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't really. It was like everything else. I mean, fuck, I just left one desert and went to another.
Right. Yeah.
29 Palms is really similar to Iraq. There's fucking sand as far as the eye can see.
Yeah.
So, there was sand as far as the eye can see and a bunch of Marines.
Yeah.
So up until we didn't get. I want to be right when I say his name, but I might be wrong. I believe his name was Swanberg.
Okay.
So, so when we got into Iraq, there's all the bunch of debriefing stuff that happens, like here's what you're going to expect, here's what's going to happen, so on and so forth.
Right.
Well, it's not really real for anybody. So we were walking home from Chow one day, and you know how like right at the Euphrates, they'll just be firing rockets and shit over. It's just they just lob them. And there was no alarm or anything. But we were walking home to the berthing from Chow, and me and Dotson and a few of us stopped because we couldn't light our cigarettes. It was a really windy day. So we all stopped, and we're trying to light our cigarettes, and they're all walking ahead. And then you hear boom. And all of a sudden, all that's left is two boots and a little crater.
Whoa.
Yeah. And that I'm not talking about like that's what we saw. That's what was reported to us. They walked ahead, and one of the guys was just walking with some of the other guys, and a rocket gets fired over, and it hits him like damn near square on the head. And just like in a cartoon, the boots were still there with his feet still inside of them.
No kidding.
Yeah, and all the rest of him is obviously gone, but we just saw him at the Chow Hall.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and that was before that's as we were getting ready to go into our encampment.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was before we actually hit our base and started doing any kind of ops or any kind of operations.
No kidding. Holy cow.
And now it's not something I saw. It was just like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Is that what's going to happen to all of us?
Yeah, it does make things definitely puts it forefront in your mind at that
Yeah.
point, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, totally changes your
Yeah.
perspective and what you're doing and how you're looking at things.
Yeah. Instead of like glorious battle, now it's like, oh fuck, you mean I can just get hit with
Yeah,
random shit just while I'm taking a dump or
yeah.
going to get some food, like a rocket's gonna fall on me.
Hmm.
Yeah, like that's
And they love to shoot rockets and mortars there.
oh
They
yeah,
loved it.
oh yeah,
So at this point, you said you were assigned to one of the cat teams, right?
yes.
Okay, so what was your responsibility, or I guess the cat team's responsibility, and then of course you were the doc for them. So,
Yeah, well, cat teams, we did Overwatch on like ECP1.
hmm,
That was one of the rotations that we did. I think we would do 2 days, 48 hours or something on ECP1 to relieve whoever was there every
right,
once in a while. Most of our responsibility included QRF
hmm,
and patrols nonstop.
yeah, like foot patrols.
Oh, yeah, both
Yeah,
mounted
oh,
and
okay,
yes. So we were mounted first, but no
hmm,
matter where we went, we always had about 15 or 18 dismounts, you
yeah,
know. So they would drop us off at a place and then we would start doing whatever we were doing over here. And then
right,
they would continue the patrol, in
hmm,
like a half-mile circle or something like that.
right. And so you were there during what they called the Wild West. That was
Yes.
during that time frame. So
Yes.
there was tons of fighting all the time. I mean, it was constant battles
Yes.
that were going on. Now, how often would you say that you and your
Almost
team
every
were
day.
almost every day? No kidding.
Almost every day.
Wow.
I can't remember the number, but we worked with the Army occasionally to
Hmm.
get rid of IEDs.
Yeah.
I don't know. We destroyed something like 170 of them in the road. I
Wow.
have no idea how many of them we hit, or how many of them we shot out of the road, or how
Yeah.
many of them just got the wires ripped out, or how many gunfights, how many firefights. I don't know.
Wow.
I couldn't tell you. Like some of them are more memorable than others,
Hmm.
but it was so often that we would laugh and joke about it when it happened, like it was no longer frightening.
Yeah.
I mean, it was almost, dare I say, fun at that point.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Wow. And now, as a corpsman, like, kind of talk to some of the things that you were experiencing as the corpsman.
Well, so there's a couple of instances where people missing legs, gunshots, a lot of shrapnel injuries.
Yeah.
Let's see, 2 of those injuries were fatal.
Mm.
Later, just man, I've gotten to do all kinds of really cool shit. Head injuries, internal injuries, blast injuries.
Hmm. Like
Not too many,
gunshot
not too
wounds as
many
well.
gunshots. I think
Not
only
too many.
only 2 gunshots.
No kidding.
Yeah,
Wow. That's pretty wild.
yeah. Well,
That the majority.
one of the 2 was me.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Wow.
and the other one was an Iraqi guy. Oh shit! You want to hear a cool story?
Yeah, man. Hit
So,
me up.
right before we got out, you know how when you're getting ready to transition out of Iraq, the next group of guys spends a couple of weeks with you to
Hmm.
learn everything. Where
Right.
everything is, your routine, so they can just pick it up right off the bat.
Hmm.
Well, me and the other corpsman Freeman were at ECP1,
Hmm.
and I think it was 2.5, maybe it was 2.7 that was replacing us, and we were sitting there in a doorway talking to them when all hell broke loose. I guess women and women and someone else was inside of an Opel, had gotten out and just started opening fire on the position, right? And there were all these cars everywhere. Well, they started shooting. The Iraqi army that we were working with started firing back at them. So me and this other corpsman, let me say that one of the Iraqi guys had gotten shot probably, I don't know, 80 meters outside of, you remember ECP1? It was like a bunch of barriers and kind of a maze.
Yeah.
And there was like this
Yeah.
gravelish path that led down to where all the cars would go across, like a BATS machine or something, and do like x-ray scans of the cars. And so me and this other corpsman were like, oh shit, this Iraqi's been shot. We're going to go get him. His name was Freeman. And so we're talking to the Marines behind us. We're like, all right, we're just going to shoot and move. You all just fucking follow us. We're going to go down this corner. We're going to, because everybody's firing off. And me and him were like, this is going to be great. You know, so we get down there. Me and him are moving. It's wonderful the whole way. Firing, kneel, run, fire, kneel, run. And then we get out there and we turn around and look behind us. And none of the Marines had followed us out.
What did you do?
I'm dead serious. Not a single fucking one followed us out. And I look up in the mirror and my gunny looks like one of those puppets from oh shit, what's the name of the Team America, where he's you know, just like waving around and his veins bulging and he's up there fucking cussing, you know, like what the fuck are y'all doing? Because we're totally exposed out here, you know. But we ended up getting this Iraqi and we tell everybody to stop shooting, because I remembered how to say stop firing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we got the Iraqi loaded up. You know, we brought him back, and he survived. He's fine. He caught a round right in the lung. But
no kidding.
Yeah, and whoever was in that Opel, shit, they lit that whole area up with like a Mark 19. So
oh, nice. Yeah.
There wasn't the person that was on the roof. They went through like a whole can.
Oh God.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking like 60 rounds or something. There was nothing. All that was left of the car in the area was just like pieces of the frame.
Yeah.
And shit. So
wow.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. None of the Marines followed us, and I just remember turning around and seeing my gunny in the glass, like just waving like this, because the only two people that went out were the two medics.
Oh my God, that's so messed up.
Yeah, but by that point, like I said, it was so normal. That was so normal.
Yeah.
That I don't know, it just, you get used to it. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't sound crazy until you don't do that for a long time, and then you go, oh shit. Yeah.
Yeah. Once you think back on it, you're like, yeah, it was a little crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Now, and now you were there for what, 6 months?
Yeah. Well, I think it's 9 months.
9 months.
I think the Army does 6 months and then a break, like a 2-week break, and then another 6 months.
Yeah.
And the Marine Corps, I think, does 9 months straight.
Yeah.
And then they come back.
I think we did, if I'm not mistaken, it was like 7 to 8 months, something around there. Yeah.
If I'm not wrong, I'm pretty sure we did 9 months straight, give or take a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I have this thing. I have brain damage, so I have a real difficult time remembering time. It's called a cognitive memory loss. So like a good chunk of my ability to remember time frames is
yeah.
It's very frustrating. Sometimes a week and a month is very similar to me. You know,
really?
like I have to think of things that happened in that time so that I can get a time frame. It's the only way that I can accurately tell you. Yeah.
That's very interesting. I know I have a hard time with names and people. And
what about the names of things?
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah.
Street names?
Yeah. I have a hard time with all that. But people, like, I can remember faces, and in order for me to remember the name, I'll have to like think back, like, okay, when did I first meet this person? Yeah. And then I'll kind of go through the gamut of time that we spent together until I finally it like clicks, and I'm like, okay, that's who that is.
Yeah, I don't know why it affects like that, but most of my childhood is gone. And the names of people, the names of things, sometimes street names, are just gone.
Yeah. It's weird how, I don't know. The brain functions very strange. I don't know. I don't get it.
Yeah. And it's funny because you don't remember what you forgot. So the limit of what's gone, you'll never know because you don't remember.
Yeah. Yeah. True. Yeah. Wow. Interesting. And now during that whole time frame, what, other than some of the battles and stuff that took place, what were some of the things that kind of stuck out for you?
Oh, in Iraq in particular?
Yeah.
You mean just like gnarly shit that happened?
Well, anything, gnarly stuff, or either, just funny things that happened or anything like that, what comes to mind?
I don't even know where to start.
Oh, man.
That shit is... I've gotten to see like everything from crazy, like hard to explain, all the way to how are we even alive? Like how does something blow up right here and then miss you and blow that thing up that's just in a different direction for no reason,
Yeah.
There were times. So I've been shot at, and the only reason I didn't get shot was because I had moved. And we're talking rounds missing you by an inch or something. You just a lot of the time it was a cigarette. Like you turn to move with a cigarette and hunker down to light it, and a round pops off right where your neck was, right here.
Holy cow.
Shit, man. There was, one time. So I guess the famous one for us was in February. I think it was February 5th in 2005. That's where Fitz and Conley died. So from what we were told, that was the third biggest ambush to ever happen in the Marine Corps since like it's been a Marine Corps.
No kidding. Wow.
And yeah, it was pretty gnarly. I almost got, that's another one of the times where I yet again, I'm clumsy. So like, like it's sad. Like the first truck gets taken out, last truck gets taken out.
Right.
Both trucks are disabled, casualties. And then another one goes off, and that's what gave me brain damage. It's the same night I caught a round. But on the first casualty, when I went up to the truck, his name was Fitz. That was our lieutenant, our platoon commander. He just happened to be going out with us. Yeah. IED goes off, but it blew the back end of the truck off, and the back side of his seat had kind of wrapped around his gear. Like it had warped, and it was wrapped around him like it was made on him. So we had to use a crowbar to bend it back to pull him out. And like a cartoon, I had my feet sideways trying to pull him out. And he was a black guy. So when I finally got him out and got him on the ground, his eyes were back in his head. So I knew he was injured pretty severely. But for the life of me, I could not find an injury because blood is black in a red light. Yeah. It was the middle of the night. It was like 1 o'clock in the morning or something. So, and he was a black guy. So I'm sitting here looking with a red light to try and find any blood, but I can't find any. And I'm looking on my hands and I'm getting pissed off because I can't find any. And so I'm in the middle of this street in the middle of Michigan. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah. Route Michigan. Yeah.
Yeah. And what was the name of the road that we were off of? So it was Michigan right up here. I think it was 5th and Hospital is what it was called when I was there. Yeah. Well, anyway, I couldn't see. So, I just broke the rules and I just took the cover off my Surefire and I'm just in the middle of this road. As soon as I took that cover off, dude, rounds started flying because now everybody can see. Everybody was silent. Nobody had made any sounds. Like everybody's all tactical and shit. And then here's me. Like I just opened the sun up on us. Oh, and all of a sudden, bang, 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 everywhere. Start taking fire from 3 sides, dude. And it turned crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, that lasted for 5 hours. Yeah.
Wow. That was a 5-hour fight, huh?
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah, it was nuts.
Man. Yeah. And were you able to get Fitz out of there? And you said he
Yeah,
died,
well,
but was
Fitz
that later?
died later on. We
Yeah.
ended up getting him out, but he had taken a piece of shrapnel in the back of his head, a
Oh,
piece
wow.
that was about twice the size of a quarter, and it was
Hmm.
kind of flat. So it hit the back of his head, and you can imagine what it did. It
Hmm.
severed a bunch of major systems. Now, fortunately, we did get him moved, and we got him out of there fast enough where his family was able to be with him when they pulled the plug. So they got to say
Oh, no
goodbye.
kidding. Wow.
If he understood, then
Yeah.
they got to see him before he died. Essentially,
Right.
he
Yeah.
lasted, I think, for 2 days. Or 3 days. So he died on the 8th, I believe, of
Wow.
February. But yeah, Conley died immediately from the IED. Yeah,
And he was in that same vehicle?
yeah. He had
Yeah.
he was, how PRRs are, shitty equipment, right?
Yeah.
So he was on the PRR trying to tell us he had created a gap. We were in a 4-truck convoy doing a regular patrol. I don't know if we were going to do a raid or what that night, but we were just getting to where we were going.
Hmm.
And he ended up creating a little bit of distance, getting ready to go around this curve. And he was trying to talk to us on the PR, but nobody could understand him. So
Yeah.
he just stopped his truck, and we stopped ours. And he just got out and started walking backwards, right next to the truck as it was backing up with him. They were getting ready to rejoin us. He wasn't that far ahead at all.
Hmm.
And as he was walking back, he got out of the truck and he closed the door and turned and took like 2 steps and then boom, flash.
Wow.
Yeah, they said it must have been a double stack, a tank mine.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Holy cow. Jeez.
Yeah. And then after that went off, that's what killed Conley because he was outside of the truck when that blew. He caught the full force of that. And then they took out the last truck. We don't know if it was an IED or, I mean, it probably was. It probably had to be something like a 155 shell.
Yeah.
Inside of a curb, but it didn't leave a massive crater like some of the big tank mines do,
Right.
or something. So I always thought that it was like an RPG that was fired from behind us to take out the last truck. But the guy in the back, it blew the truck. It wasn't completely disabled, but it blew a fire extinguisher that was in the back, and it blew that inside of the truck. So a bunch of fire extinguisher shrapnel flew around and hit a guy named Mintz in the back of the arm. Thankfully, he was fine. He was like, we're talking about a small piece of shrapnel from an aluminum, or maybe they were like a real thin piece of metal compared to like a street pole or something like that. Mm-hmm. So his arm was okay. He didn't lose it or nothing, but it was disabled for a time.
Wow. Huh.
Yeah.
Man, would you say that was one of the worst battles or fights that you were in?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. All the rest of them we were in control of. That was the first. Yeah, that was the first one that we were caught like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
And that was you had to call for QRF and all that type of stuff for that. Yeah.
Yep. And it's funny because we were calling. Normally we're the QRF.
Yeah.
But in one fell swoop, we lose our platoon commander and our highest corporal right there.
Wow.
So our highest 2 leadership that we have is instantly gone. Mm-hmm. So it falls immediately to the next corporal, like all of a sudden. Oh, and then I didn't even say the IED that killed Conley, the explosion was so big that multiple people were unconscious. There were only maybe 6 of us that were left conscious when the firefight started.
Yeah.
Yeah, there weren't that many of us that were conscious. Like in everything. And what happened was we ended up dragging him out of there and taking a house, like kicking in the door on a house and getting the family and putting them in a room and using that for casualties.
Wow.
And as a base, because we were taking fire from so many directions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow. Holy moly.
Thankfully,
Man.
nobody else died. I mean, nobody else got shot.
Mm-hmm.
We tore that whole side of the city up that night. We fucked
Yeah.
them up, dude. Oh yeah.
Holy cow, man. Now, what else? Is there anything else on the deployment you want to talk about, or?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's this one thing called the glass factory. That's pretty gnarly.
The glass factory. Yeah.
Yeah, that's when so they were having Iraqi army sign up day, and like all these Iraqis were coming in and signing up to be part of the army,
Mm-hmm.
and two women walked in with bomb vests on and ball bearings strapped to them, and the army had gotten word that there was supposed to be a bombing that day, so they stationed two Bradleys out front of this because they were expecting a VBID. They were expecting a vehicle
Right.
ID. But these two women walked in and walked to different sides of this courtyard and blew themselves up and turned the whole thing into a horror movie. Just like Swiss cheese, like mass casualty Swiss cheese.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
It's I don't know. It's something you'd see out of like Hellraiser or something.
Yeah.
Just large amounts of pieces of people everywhere. Yeah.
I mean, they had to have been pretty big explosions,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
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 Wow. And that was.
We heard it. Like we heard it. We thought that an IED had gone off because that's normally what an IED sounds like from our distance. And when we got the call, they were like, fucking, QRF. It was wild, dude. Like, people were getting out, and there was like enough blood and muck to lift up over the sole of the boot. Like, when you stood out, like, there was so much people fluid, people mush.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. In Lord of the Rings when they're just like throwing body parts into a pile? That. Yeah, that.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Dang.
Whew. And those were just Iraqis that were wanting to join the army.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think 4 soldiers died that day. Maybe it was 4. I'd have to look. But yeah, from what we were told, we were told that something like 75 people had been killed.
Wow.
When I look it up on the internet, it says 30.
Okay. Still, 30 is a lot.
But that's not what we were told. I mean, and I remember people being like, look, the piles are getting taller than us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So it sounds like a lot more than 30 people.
Yeah, no kidding.
But it's still a lot of people to just kill in one fell swoop,
Oh, yeah, for sure. Holy cow. Man, you guys had one crazy deployment.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of really funny stuff that happened, and like I had a Marine. I won't name him by name just because of the particular nature of this story, but he's one of the smartest people I've ever known.
Yeah.
And I mean, actually, testably smart. It wouldn't surprise me if he went on to be like, I don't know, one of those people you see in a suit that's telling other people what stocks to buy, and his mind just moves like a mile a minute. One of those guys. So he comes to me one day and he goes, "Hey doc, let me get a tourniquet." And I was like, "All right, cool." So I throw him a tourniquet because I probably had 50 extras. And he comes back about an hour later and he tosses it back to me. It had been opened, and it obviously it had been used. Like the strap was out, and I looked at it and I looked at him, and I looked back down and I looked at him and I was like, "What the fuck? The fuck did you need a tourniquet for?" And he was like, "Oh, I like using these when I jerk off."
Oh God.
Yeah. And he was so unashamed about it, and I don't know why that stuck with me. But I just looked at him for what felt like an eternity. I was like, get that fucking thing off my rack right now. Like, so I learned that these fucking guys, because you weren't allowed to have porn there.
Yeah.
So of course, like if you get caught rubbing one out, people are just going to call you gay.
Yeah.
So you either do that shit as quietly as possible. What they had done is went and built an underground bunker. So at some point in the middle of the night, in between all these duties, while all these guys are exhausted, they had gone out into the sand and like dug underground and built a fucking whack-it bunker. Like, and covered it with like pictures of Maxim models and like people's wives and shit.
Oh my God.
Like an actual bunker. Like the bunker was better built than our berthing was. Like the bunker, the whack-it bunker would have been better for mortars than where we were living,
Oh my God.
Yeah, I discovered all this from that one interaction.
Holy cow.
That was the corpsman for the state team, what everybody calls the snipers.
Oh, you were, you said?
No, the guy who borrowed my tourniquet.
Oh, I see.
Was the corpsman for the state team. Yeah. All of us were in the same platoon until the very end. Right before they told us that we were going back to Iraq is when they split off the state team again. So they picked out, I don't know, of course he would go there because you got to be really good at math.
Yeah.
Yeah, they picked out the guys that had already been to Hawaii and then a couple of fresh ones. And he was one of the fresh ones. But I mean, they lived with us. We were the ones that, we dropped them off.
Oh, no kidding. Wow.
Oh, yeah. We got to do an insert and extract with the SEALs once.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. And they, thankfully, they asked for a unit that was in really good shape because we had to run. So they dropped us off like a mile from target, and all of us are just running.
Wow.
And, but they brought a BB gun with them. So as we were running, one of the guys would shoot out lights with a BB gun, a fucking Red Ryder BB gun. Yeah, and I just thought it was the funniest thing because they had the the good NVGs that had the rangefinders and shit on them, and like ours were all dog shit, and they had the really cool looking guns that looked like M4s, but they were fully automatic. And here's this fucking guy with a BB gun shooting out streetlights and shit. I just thought that was really cool. But they went in. We ran with them. We provided overwatch for them on a house, and then they ran a little farther, took 3 houses, and brought one guy out, carried him out, zip tied with a bag over his head, and we ran back and went back in the truck. Like we just went out there and kidnapped this guy. Apparently.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Those are things that most people don't even think about. Like you're saying, running out and kidnapping this dude out of the middle of the night. Most people can't fathom that.
Well, our unit specifically did a lot of raids, and what we would do, because we had informants, so we would, like in the middle of the night, we would take 4 or 5 houses in a row within a few minutes.
Oh wow.
All of us had very specific jobs. So we would come into your house sometimes from the roof, work our way from top to bottom. Everybody would be zip tied in a room. By the time we reached the bottom, we're dead. And then we'd go to the next house. And then we'd instantly make contact into the house. Same thing, fan out, everybody captured in one room, and we'd go to the next house. But it was really quick and efficient.
Wow. Yeah. Huh.
And then because we had to treat them like that way whoever was giving us information wouldn't be singled out.
Oh, so that makes sense. Yeah. Very interesting.
Yeah, we were good at it, man. We were really good at it.
Yeah.
Very rarely did anything go wrong.
Yeah.
And since I was the doc, I almost always guarded women and children.
No kidding.
Yeah. Because you can imagine people coming into your house in the middle of the night and zip tying you. And then we're telling you, no, don't worry. We come in peace. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. because this is where I learned my love for chai started here. But like they would try and be as welcoming as possible. So like the woman would get like tea or something, but you could see she was scared shitless.
Yeah.
You know, because all of us are really big, and it's pretty common over there. Spoils of war is still the rule of law.
Uh-huh.
So, you know, in the rule of law, if I kill your husband, you belong to me now. And that's what women are brought up to believe. It's what they know.
Yeah.
So they were afraid of us. So they had me specifically guard the women and children. And I used to have a little book where I would say things like, you know, like nobody's going to hurt you. We're a promise. Like if anybody tries to hurt you, I'll kill them. Like you're fine.
Yeah.
Everything's fine. Nobody's here to rape. Nobody's here to pillage. We're here looking for something very specific that has to do with bombs.
Yeah.
You know, like that's all.
And that was basically something that you had gotten in Arabic, so you were able to say it in Arabic.
Yeah, now the only thing I remember how to say is stop and turn around or I'll kill you. Yeah.
Wow. Oh man.
That's all I remember. Man. One time, oh shit, remember I told you that all my Marines were like operators and I was like this big goofy sidekick?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's 100% true. They were adamant. Medics aren't allowed to be combatants.
Right.
And, but they were so adamant that before I left for Iraq, I got all the firearms training. I don't know. I probably put 20,000 rounds downrange before they were satisfied.
Yeah.
That I could handle myself. And then the McMap program, I got to fire them all the machine guns.
Nice.
So by the time I got to Iraq, I was well trained. All I'd done was urban combat from the time I woke up to the time I went to sleep. It was just relentlessly. But I was still super clumsy. You know, like I wasn't like these guys. I was loud and clumsy. So one time in particular, we're going down the middle of the street yet again, middle of the night. Everything is blackout. You know, nobody's making a fucking sound. Just silence all around. We're going to do a raid on this house. We know for a fact this dude is selling det cord, right? We know for a fact. Everybody, secret squirrel, ninjas, right? Well, you know how in night vision there's no depth perception.
Right, yeah.
You just adjust for it. Well, I wasn't paying attention, so everybody's kind of in a line, getting ready to walk into the front of this house. And I step into the biggest fucking puddle you've ever seen. So, like from the night vision, it just looks like flat ground. Like it looks like like a puddle you would just step in and it's maybe a couple centimeters thick. I step in it and one of my legs goes straight down in this shit. And you know, I drop everything I'm carrying, which clanks all over the street. And like, you know, lights start coming on and stuff, right? But you can hear laughter in the PRR. They're like, you know, is that Doc again? Like, was that Doc? And like, you can hear like Conley up front. He's like, God damn it, Doc. Like, God damn it. You know, and I'm back there like still falling in this puddle, crashing around, like my gear's all fucking wet. Yeah. Like we almost died that night. And one time, you know, in Iraq, I'm sure you know, like all the courtyard gate or the courtyard fence. It's usually just like a big metal fence that goes around the courtyard. And all these Marines were strong enough to do pull-ups with all their gear on over the fence and hop over it. And then enter me, where I wasn't exactly a big guy, but I wasn't exactly a little guy. Like I was a pretty stout guy, but you know, I was carrying the med bag, an M4, Benelli, breaching tools sometimes, and a 9. But like I said, I'm a 6'3" dude. Like I was a pretty in shape guy. Yeah. So we're talking about anywhere from 80 to 100 pounds of gear. So all the, like, yet again, middle of the night, secret squirrel. We've got information. This guy is selling arms. And we're like, we're going to get him. So we get up to the courtyard, middle of the night. Nobody's made a sound. All my Marines get up there. They put their hands up and they just pull themselves up like ninjas. Nobody makes a sound. And then it's my turn. Dude, I threw a leg over this thing. I don't know how I lost my balance, but I fell over the back side of the fence and landed on a toilet that somebody had set right there, which broke and like made the loudest crash you've ever heard in your life. So yet again, almost got us all killed from being clumsy. And you can hear on the PRR, they're like, the people are wheezing, laughing. They're like, "Is that Doc again?" Like I just fell over the fence and crashed into the one thing that this guy had in his backyard and almost got everybody killed again. Yeah.
The one thing that was in his yard.
Yes. And I fell on it like I meant to fall on it. And you can imagine the noises because I fall on it and I like knock the wind out and I'm going, ah, ah. Like nothing is silent about what I'm doing. It's fucking bad, dude. Like I was clumsy.
Oh my God. Those are good stories right there.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's funny. Whew. Anything else on Iraq you want to talk about?
Oh man. Ooh, I can talk about, there was another mass cache. So I don't know how many lost their legs that time. But there was a mass cache where 4 or 5 individuals at one time all got their legs cut off, which is pretty gnarly to happen all at the same time. But an IED had gone off on a 7-ton and it had blown one of the tires on the 7-ton. So for whatever reason, they stopped it right there and they got out and the people got out and were holding security around. And then a secondary IED blew up directly underneath of the 7-ton. And I think this is where they started using that V shape,
yeah,
to direct the blast outward. Yeah. But there were all these people that were standing on the outside of the truck. Ooh. So when that blast happened, it sent all that force directly out and it cut a bunch of people's legs off right there.
Wow.
And one of the corpsmen that was there that lost his legs, he was a Filipino guy named Mansala, I think. And he got the Purple Heart presented to him by George Bush and maybe the Silver Star too. Because he was one of them guys that tourniqueted himself and then crawled around to everybody to put tourniquets on them. And then was the last person to leave and refused morphine. And so we're the ones that went to get him. And when we were sitting in the back of the Humvee, I remember looking at him and looking down, and he finally took some morphine from me. And we were sitting there smoking a cigarette, and he was like, "You think I can still pick up girls in a wheelchair?" And I was like, no, they only like attractive dudes. Yeah, and we got a little laugh out of it, but yeah, he was a badass, like an actual one.
I mean, to get your legs blown off, to have enough presence of mind to one, fix yourself or help yourself, then go and help everybody else.
Yes.
I mean, that's just amazing.
Yeah. That's gnarly.
Yeah.
Gnarly.
Man.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you how many firefights we've been in that were just, oh shit, dude. I'll name him by name, Almarez. So, in a cartoon where somebody tries to hide behind like a tiny pole, like there's a street pole right here, and like the cartoon hides behind it like it's an actual thing. I have witnessed that in real life when Almarez, we were getting shot at, and all that was there was this tiny pole, this street light, and he starts freaking out because there's nowhere to hide, and all of us are like, "Get behind the fucking truck, Almarez," and he just runs and gets behind this pole and stands there like at attention while rounds are flying at him, but his whole body's outside of the pole, and we just all started laughing. It's so ridiculous to see, like a cartoon, but he really, in his mind, that's where his mind went for safety. Instead of the big truck right next to him, he went right to this tiny pole to hide behind.
Oh my God.
Yeah. His name was Almarez.
Oh man, that's good.
Man, so much. One of my Marines blew most of his hand off with a flashbang.
Oh God.
Yeah. Oh shit, dude. Like we made some things we may or may not have put things like claymores. Because do you remember when the trucks had those stupid ass flares
Oh yeah.
on the top of them? We never fucking used those once, but we may or may not have once hooked it up to a intercom system so that we could play things like Down with a Sickness, you know, so that we could play music while we were in firefights. We may
Yeah.
or may not have also gotten in trouble for putting claymores on the doors.
Oh jeez.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
We're the ones that got from my understanding, when we went to Ramadi, so when they did the initial takeover of Fallujah, all of the biggest arms dealers, and I don't know how else to say it, like gangs, individual, like family gangs, people that were hiring mercenaries, people that would have been like generals or high-ranking officials for Saddam. That's where they moved to. And when we were going there, they called it the 3-block war, because you never knew what you were going to run into. You could go to one house that had people with AK-47s that were guns for hire to protect drugs or armaments. You could go to the next house and it would literally be a completely innocent family that had nothing to do with anything. Right. And then you'd go to the third house and you'd find the drugs and the weapons, and then the last 2 houses would start shooting at each other. And you would just get caught up in it. It was wild, dude. Seemed like everybody was kind of fighting each other when we got there for power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy cow. Man, that's that had to have made for a very tough deployment to come back from. As and during that time frame when you were coming back, there wasn't a whole lot of like mental health aspects.
Oh no.
There was, well, I won't say non-existent, but
nope.
maybe
I remember we came
too.
back and I got off the bus and I looked around and everything was so quiet. Like, even though everybody was screaming, it was quiet and I had nobody there. No family, no girlfriend, no nothing. Yeah. And I just got off the bus and looked around and everything was like really silent. And I went to the liquor store and I bought a bottle, and that's when I started drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That the day you got back, like when you
the very day, the very first thing I did was buy liquor.
Wow.
Yep. And I started drinking real heavily, so heavily that I got addicted to it. And then one of my Marines caught me drinking at like 5 o'clock in the morning at work.
Oh, wow.
And then my higher ups came to talk to me and they're like, Doc, we know what's going on. And you got 2 choices. Like, choice number 1 is you go to rehab willingly, no harm, no foul. It's like, choice number 2 is we take your rank from you and we make you go, but you're still going to go. And I went, I'll totally take choice number 1. No, I admit that I have a drinking problem, and I had to go to detox where they gave me like Valium and stuff because I was shaking and hallucinating.
So now, how much time would you say passed between when you first started drinking to you were going to rehab? How much time? Was that?
About a year and about a year and a half. Yeah, it started off small, like just partying every single weekend really hard, partying on the weekdays real hard, just another excuse to drink. And then, do you remember those Sobe green teas, SOBE? It was a particular brand of drink they sell in gas stations. But one of them was a green tea, and it was the exact same color as Jack Daniels. And every morning I would wake up and I would fill one of those up with Jack Daniels. And by lunchtime, it would be gone.
No kidding.
And I would go back to the room and I would fill up another one. And by dinner time, it would be gone. So I would go through about 2 pints from morning until dinner. And then from dinner, I would start with a half gallon and just start making drinks. But I did it alone, and then my Marines started catching on to me and watching me because they were, I started getting sick a lot. Like puking. I started I just got sick a lot. And then they opened my wall locker up and all these bottles fell out. I had vodka in my Camelback when we went to train once.
Oh my gosh, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't
Wow.
stop drinking. But
Mm.
I quit drinking in 2008 after rehab.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was in rehab and then I drank a couple more times after that. But shit, man, I've had the same bottle of liquor for like 6 years or something. I
Oh,
don't,
really?
sometimes when I'm sick, I'll take a shot,
Mm.
or I have a back injury right now. So before I had medicine, occasionally I would take a shot if it was real bad, but I don't drink no more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. And so you admit that was totally to get past everything that
Oh
you saw
yeah.
on the deployment.
Yeah. It's, they call it a survivor's guilt.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I used to have these gnarly nightmares, dude. So like when Conley died,
Mm-hmm.
Conley was the guy that died from the IED. His
Mm-hmm.
body got thrown something like 40 meters, but somehow magically didn't get blown apart.
Yeah.
But the blast was big enough to remove most of the soft tissue from his body. So if you can imagine looking at a body with no tongue and no eyes,
Yeah.
like it's a pretty freaky thing. And all of his bones and everything was broken, so there's no real like form to the body.
Yeah.
But I used to have these dreams relentlessly. Like I would go to sleep and I'd be doing something. And then I would look over and I would see Conley like that with like no eyes. And he'd be sitting next to me. And then he'd look over and be like, "What's up?" Like, "Hey." And then I'd wake up like, "Oh, what the fuck? What the fuck?"
Wow.
It was like that Event Horizon shit
Yeah.
with that dude's wife. It was like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy cow. No
Yeah, it was
kidding. How
freaky.
long?
And then eventually it made me laugh because I was like, I think he's fucking with me. Like, I think this is exactly what I would do if I was a ghost, And it didn't bother me anymore. But for a long
Wow.
time, it shit bothered me, dude.
Now, did you, you went to rehab, but did you go to like therapy after that or anything?
No,
Like,
never.
never did therapy.
So when I got out, I think so. I have brain damage, and they said that some of the connections that I have to emotions are not correct anymore. So like I don't know what the word would be. I don't feel things exactly the way that I should.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever I would go to therapy, usually what would happen is I would end up giving a class to whoever was giving me therapy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, coming from a medical background and having that training, all of those things that happened to me, I was completely open about and
Yeah.
very objective about it. I don't really like everything I've ever been through. I could talk about it without feeling some kind of like emotional, uh, I don't know, draw from it. It's
Yeah.
like most of my sadness comes from the fact that I know that I should feel something, but I don't.
Hmm.
It's like I don't know, like being sad that you lost a piece of yourself or something.
Right. Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense. Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And now, do you think that a lot of it has to do with the medical training, the medical aspect of it? That,
Oh,
yeah.
very much. Yeah.
Hmm.
Like I still, whenever I see a car accident or, an injury, like nothing bothers me.
Hmm.
Inside, on the inside, I'm like, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck.
Yeah.
But outside, all you'll see is just stone faced. Like
Hmm.
everything is cool and calm. Even when
Yeah.
people are screaming, like I'll freak out by myself.
Hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
very much training. Yeah, training and practice.
Hmm.
Because when you walk up on something like that, you still go, well, fuck, at least it's not like this. Nobody's shooting at us. You know what I mean?
Yeah. True. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good point. Yeah. Now, so got out in 2008, correct?
I got out in, I think it was December. It was either the 17th or the 27th of 2007.
Okay. So right at the end of the year.
Yeah. So I
Okay.
was like 1 month shy of 4 years because I had so much leave saved up.
Hmm. So you took terminal leave or whatever.
Yeah, when I
Yeah.
got out, I was already at home a month before my date to get out. And then I
Yeah.
just flew back to sign the paperwork and still collected a check from them
No kidding.
from the leave that I didn't take.
Yeah.
Because
Wow.
I never went home for anything.
Huh.
Every time I took leave, I did a heart duty.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if that's particular to the Navy, but I would go and work at the recruiting station
Mm-hmm.
and then they didn't count those days of leave against you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we call it recruiter's assistant, RA.
Yeah,
Right.
I think you earn like 2.5 hours per day, and I ended up earning like an extra week of leave just from taking leave and doing heart duty, and then never spending any of the leave that I had accumulated.
Huh. Wow. That's pretty wild. Huh.
Yeah,
now,
I showed up with a beard and everything to sign my papers
and
just left. Yeah. They were super cool about it.
Yeah. That's awesome. Now, and you, so you went back home to Kentucky
Yep.
when you got out. Okay. Now, what did you end up doing once you got back?
I went to school.
Okay.
Yeah, I was one semester away from my associates before I quit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, same story as a lot of guys. I was really lost and pretty lonely, really like introverted, didn't talk to anybody. Started going to school, met a girl. She was nice to me. She ended up pregnant. But at the time, I was going to school full time, training full time, and school, training, and work. And she was complaining that she never got to see me.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, you have to give up one of these things. And I realized I had to start working more because she was pregnant and we were going to have a kid. So I quit school and just never went back. Yeah.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah.
So,
I figured I could make more money working.
Yeah. That's your partner in crime there, huh?
Oh, yeah. This is my youngest. This is Elena.
Elena, how you doing?
Say hi. Look.
You're going to be famous.
She is like, she doesn't have bad days, dude. She's like bottled joy. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
She wakes up happy and goes to bed happy.
Man, if only we could all do that.
Dude, every time she gets ready for school in the morning, she's excited because she loves school so much. Like, wow. She's excited to get on the school bus and excited to get dressed, and like every single day off the school bus, I'm like, "How was your day?" It was good. You know, she's awesome. Always like skipping, and you know what I'm saying. She's just always happy.
Yeah. Man, to live life like that, man, that's got to be good.
It's awesome.
Wow. Now, your time. So you said you had your first kid, right?
Yeah.
And then what happened? Like, where'd you end up going? Did you stay there, or
no? I was well at the time. My main focus was fighting. So when I got out of the military, I was like really unfocused and angry.
Mm-hmm.
So I started doing martial arts.
I
fell in love with the Marine Corps martial arts program, and started doing martial arts. Started training, and I ended up. I love it. It was like my one obsession for a decade. Yeah. So I did some jobs here and there. Mostly I washed trucks. I worked at a factory for making glass.
Okay.
Automotive glass. But I was still training the whole way through that. Yeah, it wasn't until I injured my back again that I had to quit that. Yeah.
That's mine coming to ask questions.
Like a long time ago.
You want to go hang out with Mama for just a little bit longer?
No, you're going to hang out here. So you were doing martial arts, you said. So were you doing like MMA fights or?
Actually, that was a great source of frustration for me. I was not allowed. I will never be allowed to make money fighting. Because I have a brain injury. So anybody that promotes fights has to have insurance, and no doctor will sign off on a guy that has a previous brain injury.
No kidding.
To get into a ring and fight. Now, that being said, all those trophies that are behind me and the ones you can't see are all from when I was competing over the years. I competed at a state, a national, and a world level.
No kidding.
Yeah, and I don't ever want to say that I was good at it, but I will say that I don't think you can help but be good at the stuff you love to do.
Yeah.
And I loved to train. I
Yeah.
loved it. And
Now
I think not really ever getting flustered helps a lot when you're fighting.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's very true. Now what martial arts were you doing?
Taekwondo, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Kempo.
Oh, dang. You're doing a lot.
What the hell was the name of that other one?
Like judo or something?
No, it was I think it was Shotokan karate.
Okay.
He's going to be mad at me if I get it wrong, but one of the guys that used to be our instructors was a career military man.
Mm-hmm.
And he had just gotten stationed at Fort Knox, and this was his 4th or 5th duty station. And he said everywhere he goes, he'll spend 3 or 4 years getting his black belt in the local martial art.
Oh, wow.
So
okay.
he had 4 other black belts. He had one in a particular style of karate. He had another one in a different style of karate, one in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and one in I don't remember what it's called. A different martial art, something like Taekwondo.
Yeah.
And then when he got to us, he put on a white belt again, and started training for Taekwondo.
No kidding.
Yeah, he was
just worked
in
his way
late
up.
50s, I think.
Wow.
Yeah. He was a scary fella, man. But he loved it. He said his whole life revolved around just training. He loved it.
Wow. Now, are you still out doing training and stuff?
No, I'm scheduled for back surgery relatively soon.
Mm-hmm.
And if that goes well, then absolutely.
Yeah.
That'll be the first thing I dive back into.
Okay.
If not, well, probably not so much.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Oh,
wow.
You want to hear something cool? So I was
Yeah.
the only American to place in a heavyweight division in 2011. I got to fight against Olympians.
No kidding.
Yeah, at the U.S. Open in Florida. That was super cool.
Wow.
Like we fought the team from Argentina, the team from Korea. It was so cool. It was so much fun. But I got 3rd place there. I was the only American to place. And
wow.
By the time me and this other guy, this big ass Korean, he was bigger than me. He was a freak of nature, is what he was. And by the time me and him had gotten done fighting, we had drawn such a large crowd that the crowd had spilled over into the other rings that were fighting, because me and this guy were drawing blood.
Wow.
Like he was hitting me hard enough to pick me up off my feet, and like one time he landed an elbow on accident and hit me in the nose, and blood goes flying in the crowd and people are cheering. He punched me in the throat one time on accident, and then, like, both of us were laughing about it, but I couldn't breathe and I sounded like I had taken in helium. And there's a picture of me and him at the end of it, and both of us are bleeding with black eyes, but we're laughing. Neither one of us can understand what the other's saying.
Oh, wow.
Dude, it was awesome. Good. He beat me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He wasn't even there for the continuous spar, and he was there for the grappling.
Yeah. Oh wow.
His coach talked him into doing the continuous.
That's pretty cool.
Are you sleepy? Why don't you go relax with Mama? Oh. Here, just go relax with Mama for a little bit longer.
Oh. Now this
you gotta listen to me, baby.
You're in Kentucky now, right?
So what?
You're still in Kentucky? Where are you at now?
Yeah, I'm in Kentucky right now.
Okay. Very nice.
Yeah, we're in Kentucky. Kentucky's the state. I'm in what we call an in-between town. So, like, we're in between everything. Any city or any town. This place doesn't have a hospital. It doesn't have a restaurant. Or
it's fairly small, man.
Oh, yeah, it's small as hell, man.
Yeah.
Tiny. The only thing weird that happens out here is meth heads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That, you know what? They have a tendency to get around.
They do, man. It's some dangerous shit.
Yeah, it is. That's no joke.
Making a bunch of zombies.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Between
And
that and
not
bath
the
salts,
slow
man.
zombies. We're talking like 28 days later zombies. Like
Yeah.
the rabies kind. The bad ones.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, hey man, is there anything else that you want to talk about? Like totally up to you.
Oh man, I don't know. I could sit here all day long and just tell you about how dumb they are sometimes. or the things, dude, I've done shit like me and my best friend would get drunk and then come up with plans. Like one time when we were in Chicago, it was the winter time and we couldn't figure out what to do. So we went and bought a bunch of liquor and then went and got drunk with a bunch of homeless guys under an overpass.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, no shit. In the middle of winter. And it was like a scene from Spawn where there's a barrel that's on fire.
Yeah.
And a bunch of people with rags and like gloveless fingers are standing around it.
Yeah.
And I used to enjoy singing and playing a keyboard, and Dotson could play a guitar and sing. So we would just go get drunk with homeless people and like sing and shit. Yeah. Oh my God.
Wow. I bet you met a lot of interesting people doing that though.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
We would go on adventures that always ended up right on the line of being arrested. We've run from the police in Chicago.
Oh, jeez.
I've been when I was in Vegas, my Marines would farm me out to women that were coming there on vacation.
Mm-hmm.
They called me Hollywood because I was pretty. And they would go up to women's tables and negotiate with them for rights to me, and all they had to do was feed them. I've been in drunk tanks. We used to get in fights for funsies.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why, but I always had a thing about bullies. So I like all them people in the bar that were really loud, you know, those kind of guys that all fight anybody. I'd be like, that's my guy. That's my guy.
Oh man, that's too good.
I've been to Mexico. I don't know how many times. We have done, you know, one time we maybe hired a lady for a Marine that had never been with a lady. It turns out she wasn't a lady, but he was already done. Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. I'm almost done here, baby, but you gotta go hang out with Mama. Okay?
Well, we can start wrapping it up if you want. No big deal, man. Now I do. I want to thank you for coming on and doing this, taking the time. I appreciate it, man.
I want to appreciate you just taking the time to hear a few stories, man.
Yeah, no, this is fantastic. I love hearing these stories and talking and getting to, you know, learn stuff. It's awesome. So thanks, man.
Oh, you're good. There's a whole bunch of stories I would probably only tell in person, but you kind of have to be on a unique situation to laugh about death.
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean? Like, because you're already past the horror of it, so now you can kind of see a bit of humor in it. But for the most people, you would just kind of look like a crazy person.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I think that's one good thing that I found with like doing this podcast, whatever, one-on-one veterans talking, we get each other and we can understand that sense of humor, or that, you know, that craziness that we've all been through at some point. So
a lot of people don't realize, man, like some of the most dangerous people I've ever known in the world, people that I know people right now that have killed more people than serial killers that work in a factory.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, and people are always like, do they just walk next to the guy? I worked with a guy in a factory that was in Bosnia when that crazy shit went down.
No kidding.
In the fucking 90s. Yeah. When the Americans were told to stand down and not fire, when they were firing on the crowd, he was the guy on the fucking hill.
No kidding.
He was one of the guys in the truck. Yeah, no shit.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow, that is wild.
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
gotta love it.
Oh, let me remember his name. The first Marine to get the Medal of Honor since Vietnam was one of our guys. Was it Dunham? Might
Jason
have been
Dunham?
Dunham. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Dunham. He was Lima Company, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now, did that happen same time frame when you guys were over there? Or?
No, that was when my Marines had come back from Iraq when they thought they were going to a MEU, and then I got attached to him. That deployment they had just come back from is where he got the Medal of Honor. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Wow. No kidding.
And our platoon commander, so 3-7, I was told that 3-7 was a senior battalion in the Marine Corps, and our gunnery sergeant, our gunny, was our platoon commander almost the entire time.
No kidding.
He later became a gunner, and I was told there's only 3 of those in the Marine Corps, but our battalion was senior enough to have an enlisted man as a commander.
Huh.
Yeah.
What was his name?
His name was Gunny Sergeant Carpenter.
Carpenter.
Matthew D. Carpenter, and he's probably the scariest man I've ever known. Yeah. I don't know. I can't think of an. Oh my God. Okay, story time. So,
all right, go.
We were coming back from the chow hall one day, and one of my Marines was talking to another one, and he was like, I need to get out of this fucking place. I can't do this. You know, like maybe if we pretend that we're gay, we can get out. And Gunny Sergeant Carpenter heard him, and he stopped everybody. There's like 200 people walking back from chow. He's like, everybody fucking stop. And he pointed at him. He's like, you, come here right now, Marine, get over here. Like, stand at attention. And he was like, yes, Gunny. He's like, pull your dick out. And the Marine was like, excuse me? And he looked at the other one. He was like, you suck his dick right now. I'll go sign the papers.
Oh, God.
And all of us, like, we're like, oh, my God. What the fuck? And one time, I was walking with him to the PX, and a Navy nurse or something walked by, and I saluted her because she was an officer, and he just walked right on by. And she was like, excuse me, Gunnery Sergeant, you're supposed to salute officers. And he turned around and he was like, I'll never salute a fucking woman. And then turned right back and walked.
Are you serious?
And I was standing there like this, like, and then I just turned around and ran away because I didn't know what to do. Yeah.
Wow.
And when we were in Kuwait on the way back to the States, all of us had real bad farmer stands. So like all of us were completely naked out there sunbathing in Kuwait with our little iPods, whatever. Some people had Discmans still. And we're sitting out there, just sunbathing, and a woman walks by and went and complained and went and got another high-ranking woman on this base. Because we've been on an all-male base this whole time. None of us have even seen a woman in 9 months. And so she comes over, and Gunny's got his dick out. Like Gunny didn't give a fuck. So all of us are just sitting there, just dicks hanging out, and he's just standing up. And he's like, if you don't fucking like it, then you can keep on fucking moving. Dude, he was a trip. He was something else. He's the scariest man I've ever known. I love that guy.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh man. It's been fantastic for having you on, man. Thanks for doing this.
Oh yeah, this has been great. I never get to tell stories anymore. I just started that thing on the internet, just telling stories about the guys, about some of the dumb shit that they do.
No, that's the best, man. The stories and all that craziness that takes place, that's the best. Those make the best stories. Yeah. Well, hey, man, we're getting close to the end here, so I want to do these rapid fire questions with you. I always do that at the end. So if you don't mind, I'd like to do that with you. Good?
Hell yeah, go for it.
All right. What is your proudest military moment?
Saving lives. Saving that Iraqi under fire when all the Marines were too afraid to follow.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, man. Yeah. All right. What is your most embarrassing military moment?
When I fell over that gate and crushed that toilet and almost got us all killed. Yeah.
That's a good one. I love it. If you could be one military leader for a day, who would that be?
Mad Dog Mattis.
Okay.
And I would have gone back to the day when they asked him to be president, and I would have fucking said yes.
Yeah. Yep. He is probably the number one person that everybody says that they would be.
Look, he was known for not only being brutal, but he was brilliant. He had a library that went with him everywhere that he went. He was well educated, and he was smart.
Oh yeah.
And he was just a smart man. I respected him.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, this one will be a good one. If you could change one rule in the military, what would it be?
The drinking age. So when I was in, I was told that the only places where the drinking age is flexible are combat deployable bases. And the XO or the commander had the power to lower the drinking age to 18 for a particular amount of time, as long as they were on the base, and it was perfectly legal. So that's what I would change. I would say that if you're 18 in the military, you can fucking drink.
Yeah, if you're old enough to die for your country, I mean, come on.
If you're old enough to die, you're old enough to take a drink.
Yeah, and the same thing for now cigarettes and tobacco, that type of stuff is 21 as well, which is pretty wild and crazy. So, all right, let's see. What is one lesson or skill that you learned that you still use today?
Always be ready. Like I know that a lot of people suffer from PTSD, but I've just kind of accepted living in a high state of anxiety for the rest of my life. But as such, I make a fantastic sheepdog, essentially. You know, like when I watch children, I can't help but watch children. You know, my head's always on a swivel, essentially. So even though I can't really relax, at the same time, it's given me the ability to not be caught off guard.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's good. I like that. All right. In the zombie apocalypse, what will be your weapon of choice and what anthem would be playing?
Ooh, my weapon of choice. I only get to have one weapon?
Oh, I don't know. I don't have a whole lot of rules on this. I was just, whatever weapon of choice you would like. If I had to pick
just one weapon to survive, it would probably be a steel pipe.
Okay.
Something about 2 feet long, because it's big enough to crush heads, but it's small enough that most people can wield it. It won't run out of ammo, and it'll be easy to clean, so it'll be antibacterial.
Oh, that was good. Yeah. Okay.
But at the same time, the greatest threat you're going to face is probably other people.
True.
Not the zombies. The zombies are going to be secondary. Other people are going to require firearms or something a bit, you could probably beat a person a lot with a pole and not kill them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you probably require something bladed or something that fires.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? Yeah, but if I had a single weapon, steel pipe.
That is by far the first time anybody's ever said steel pipe. You're it. You're the only one. So now, what anthem would you want playing?
Free Bird.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Free Bird or Fortunate Son, I feel like, are two.
Ooh, okay.
Those are two solid choices, and they're both equal in my mind.
Yeah. Okay. I like that. I like that a lot. All right. What animal best describes your time in service?
I don't know. Think of the clumsiest fucking animal you can. And then how about a panda bear?
Okay.
Look, there were a lot of times the Marines were like, hey, Doc, we got to go do this thing. And I'd be like, oh, I got to go do this Navy thing. I can't do that. And then the Navy would be like, hey, man, you got to come do this Navy shit. And I'd be like, oh, my God, the Marines need me for this Marine shit. And like I'd be in my room fucking hanging out with a bunch of Marines drinking, So.
Oh, that's awesome.
Whatever animal that is.
Okay. I don't have that answer. Oh, man. All right, here we go. Knowing what you know now, would you do it all over again?
Oh, yeah. Twice.
Awesome.
Oh, still 100%.
Yeah. Now, I I always give times for words of wisdom at the end, man. So this is your opportunity to, leave people with something, your words of wisdom or anything else that you want to leave our listeners with.
Well, my only real problem from the military came from grief, from death, from why am I alive and why are they not? So I guess my only real advice is just like, you wouldn't feel, the deeper your love is for something, the more sad you're going to feel when it's gone. So like sadness is the price that we pay for love. That love and loyalty and brothership, like the sadness you pay when they're gone is the penalty for having that deep of a connection. So you can't have one without the other.
True.
Yeah, that's all. So if you're feeling like super sad, it's because you loved that thing an equal amount that you're sad. But you should be proud of the love you had, because then they balance each other out. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all. Like, you wouldn't feel sad if you didn't feel love. So they go hand in hand. You have to accept them both.
That's good, man. That's really good. Shoot, man, I really enjoyed it, Eric. Man, you're the man. I'm glad my wife convinced me to reach out to you. So thank you.
My wife. You gotta say it like Borat. My wife.
And my wife. No, seriously, thanks for coming on and doing this. And when I do this outro, please don't hang up on me. Please wait on me. But thanks again. I had a good time. Hopefully you had a good time too.
Yeah, man. Thanks for inviting me. It was cool as hell.
Absolutely, man. All right. Well, let me do this outro. To everybody out there, if you're struggling, you need help, anything like that, don't forget the VA does have some great resources. You can always dial 988, press option 1. You can always text 838-255 or go to veteranscrisisline.net and click on the chat icon. Any of those options will put you in contact with somebody that can help you out. But remember, one veteran life lost is one too many. I care about you. Eric cares about you. The whole veteran community cares about you. So please reach out for help. And if you're out there, you're not struggling, reach out to the buddies you serve with, ask them how they're doing. If they need that helping hand, please give it to them. All right, man. One last time, thank you very much. Much appreciated. To all the listeners out there, stay motivated, change your socks.
No more 22. On to the journey and finish the fight.